currently at Bansang Senior Secondary School, opening the door for my president, because he loves protocol. He's stepping down majestically.
Thank you, Honorable.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. Don't worry, let me close it for you.
Thank you.
Let me close it
Thank you,
for you.
Honorable.
Thank you, sir.
Like I said, the visitors are from a civil society organization called Pro-Gambia, Zero Tolerance to Violence. Like we want to eradicate violence in our society, meaning that everybody in this country would live in peace and we will live peacefully in all our activities.
We are going on a nationwide tour because when demonstrations happen, many times students find themselves into the whole thing without having idea. You have a right to demonstrate. 3S Jotna equally have a right to demonstrate. But your right to demonstrate should be in line with the laws of the land. In the process, you must not destroy anything belonging to the government of the Gambia. You must not also, infringe into somebody's, daily activity in the process. So that's why because we are very vulnerable if it comes to these issues, so that we don't put the country on flames. So it's in light of this now we are out to sensitize the citizenry. In fact, we spend night at our colleagues. Anytime we have a night stop, at a particular place. It's a voluntary service, and it's not political. It is purely the advocacy for peace, because with peace, everything is possible, and peace is priceless. No amount of wealth can buy peace. Peace has to be nurtured. Peace cannot be bought, but instead it is what? Peace is nurtured. So this is what we are busy doing. Please, students of Bansang Senior Secondary School, it's a school of difference. Make peace with your teachers, make peace with your parents, make peace with your colleagues for the Gambia ever true, so that we continue to live in peaceful coexistence. So on that note, I thank you very much for your undivided attention.
The message of peace and also extend the message of peace to the people of Bansang Senior Secondary School in CRR. We all understand, we all know very well that the Gambia is a country that is built on peace and stability. And that being the case, we all understand, we all know very well that on so many occasions, the Gambia is faced with a situation where we almost head towards war, we almost head towards bloodshed, we almost head towards fighting, but because of the peace and the stability of the nation that our forefathers have been praying, that our fathers have been praying, that our grandfathers have been praying, and mothers, those are the reasons why the peace and the stability of this nation is never shaken. We must know this very well. 2016 was the year that we were faced with paranoia. We were faced with the greatest fire in our political history. We were faced with the greatest fire in the history of the nation, even though we all learn from history that there are scenarios that happens in the 1981 where lots of Gambians lost their life because of the coup plot of Kukoy Sambasanya. It was less than 2 weeks, but so many people have lost their life, so many people have been killed, and so many people have been buried in mass graves. Now, we don't want a repetition of such past scenarios. We don't want the citizens of the Gambia to be living in fear. We don't want the citizens of the Gambia to be hating one another. We don't want the citizens of the Gambia to fight. We don't want the citizens of the Gambia to stab each other. We don't want the citizens of the Gambia to burn each other's house, and we don't want the citizens of the Gambia to level each other. This is the reason why we are out, and this is the message that we are going out. Let's not divide ourselves into groups. Let's not divide ourselves into political groups to an extent that it will make us to kill each other, it will make us to hate each other, and it is also going to make us to burn each other's house. Politicians have been here centuries ago. They are no longer here. Politicians that are here today will not be here tomorrow. If you want to kill your brother because of a politician, you are destroying your nation. If you want to stab your brother because of a politician, you are destroying your nation. If you want to burn your fellow Gambians' house for the sake of a politician, you are contributing directly towards the destruction of this nation. This is the message that we come out with. This is the message that we want you to understand. That in as much as we all have our political differences, we all understand that Gambia is faced with a situation where we have this crisis of 3 and 5 years. What brings about the 3 and the 5 years? We understand that currently there is a coalition government, and the coalition was built on a promise, and that promise is after 3 years, we are going to resign. Now what happened is, when some citizens felt that it is almost 3 years and the government of the day had to resign forcefully. And the government of the day is saying, because the constitution gives me the power to rule up to 5 years, I am not going to resign, and I will be here until 2021 by force. This one is saying by force step down. This one is saying by force I will not step down. This is a conflict of interest. And if we are not careful, we are going to be the poor masses who are going to suffer, because there is a proverb that says, where 2 elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. We are the people. Let's open up to the message. The message is the message of peace. Let's promote peace in the country. Let's promote dialogue in the country. Pro-Gambia Association had the strongest belief that in the Gambia we don't have any problem. Our only problem in the Gambia is lack of communication, lack of dialogue. The people are not communicating to each other. And because the people are not communicating to each other, it can lead to a damaging situation where you will either kill me or I will kill you for the sake of those politicians. Students, why are we here? We must make you understand the reason why we are here. We are here because their primary targets always are the students. The students are always the ones that they are targeting. Remember, they are not targeting people with dark feature. They are always targeting people with bright future. And each and every one of you here is having that brightest future ahead. You can all become the presidents, you can all become the ministers, you can all become whatever you desire to be. These are the reasons why they are targeting you. I will take you back to April 10 and 11, year 2000, where so many students were massacred. So many students were brutalized. So many students were victimized. Why were they victimized? Why were they brutalized? It was only in the name of demonstration. It was only in the name of protest. Most of them were killed. Their parents have never set eyes on them. Most of them were buried. Their parents had never set an eye on them. This is the message that Pro-Gambia came with. And today we have so many of those victims who are walking on wheelchairs. Others are walking with a walking stick. Those are the consequences, the aftermath of that particular protest. And let's not build up the belief in ourselves that because we are in Bansang, we are far away from Banjul, we don't care. Now, let's not have that belief in us. A problem in one part of the Gambia is a problem in the whole part of the country. A brother killed in Banjul is a brother killed in Bansang. A brother killed in Bansang and a sister killed in Bansang is a brother and a sister killed in Banjul. Pro-Gambia Association, we said, let's dialogue, let's talk, let's discuss, let's talk to each other, let's get to understand our differences. And in understanding our differences, we will amicably solve our own differences without pushing and pulling, without stabbing, without fighting, or without resorting to killing one another. Brothers and sisters, we are the youths, we are the young ones. We are tomorrow, and tomorrow is us. Whatever we do today will be counted tomorrow. Whatever will happen tomorrow starts today. Our forefathers have played their part. They have nurtured, they have safeguarded, they have protected the peace and stability of this nation and handed over to our grandfathers. Our grandfathers played their part, nurtured, protected, safeguarded the peace and stability of this nation and handed over to our fathers and our mothers. Our fathers and our mothers played their part. They safeguarded, they nurtured, they protected the peace and stability of this nation and handed over to us. Now it is your responsibility. It is my responsibility. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that the message of peace cross the borders, to ensure that the message of peace does not only stop in Bansang Senior Secondary School, but it reach our homes, it reach our parents, it reach our brothers, it reach our sisters, for everyone to understand that we need peace today, we need peace tomorrow, and we need peace forever in the Gambia. We don't need any other thing. We don't need violence. We are saying zero violence campaign. We said let's believe in the cause. This is the message we come with. This is the message we want to give to you. And this is the message also we want you to believe, that without peace, you will not have your educations fulfilled in peace. And at the end of the day, you will all be hating one another. You will be running, crossing borders. Others will run and they will never come back because they will have accidents on the way and they will die. Foods will not be coming from Banjul to Bansang. Shops will be closed. There will be shortage of food. And at the end of the day, if the violence, the gun does not kill you, hunger will kill you in your house. This is what we are avoiding. And this is what we are sending. This is the signal we are sending. Let's come together with dialogue, discuss our differences, and promote peace and stability. For the Gambia, our homeland, we strive and work and pray that all may live in unity, freedom, and peace indeed. This is the message of peace. I thank you once again.
We understand that Bansang is a very good and religious city, a town that nurtured religion. This could be proven by the fact that we have our Attorney General, the Chief Justice, who is from this place in Bansang. That's Asanbi Jallo, who is also somebody who is educated both the Quranic and English. So that is a good example. He should be a very good role model for us to follow. But without much ado, I would kiss my speech, meaning I would keep it short and simple, simply because time is ticking away. My predecessors have already spoken a lot about the idea of embracing non-violence. But I'm going to give you some proofs to tell you why the Gambia is a peaceful country. In 1965, when we got our independence was given to us because we negotiated it peacefully. President Jawara became our president in 1965. And after that, there was a referendum that was held in order to request for a republic, because previously in 1965, we didn't get a full independence. We were answerable to the Queen of England. So we needed more freedom. For that to happen, we need to go through a referendum. And that referendum, we couldn't obtain 2/3 of the vote. But the people came to Sadauda Jawara and told him that, let us take our freedom by force. Let us put the constitution aside, let us put the laws aside, and we go and march towards freedom. We go and march towards democracy. Sadauda Karaba Jawara told them that, let us embrace peace. Let us take our time. Let us wait for another 5 years, and we go for referendum again. And then, when that happened in 1970, the Gambia was given a republic. So this is what Mahatma Gandhi taught us, that I object to violence because the good it appears to do is temporary, but the evil it does is permanent. So this is why we have our neighboring countries who snatch their independence from the colonizers, and still now there's instability in their country. I will name Guinea-Bissau, for example. Since independence in 1975, they couldn't have a president who finished a complete term in office, except the recent one, whom has been guided thanks to the economic as we have in our country. This shows that if you venture into violence, it will have some negative consequences in the future. Just to conclude, as my colleagues have said, we are not here for the government. We are not here for the opposition. We are not here to against anybody, but we are here in the name of peace, in order to promote peace for the best interest of the country, which is the sole objective of our association, Pro-Gambia, meaning to support the Gambia, to support the interests of the Gambia. The Secretary General just said it, that governments come and go, but the people stay. So we ought to be very, very careful and not to follow them in what they are calling us. We are not saying this party is right and the other party is wrong, but what we are saying is, let us dialogue, as my colleague have already said. This is what we are calling on to people, and we want you to be part of the struggle. We want you to be part of the fight. Do not say that the events are happening in Banjul, so Bansang is an exception of what's going on. No. As a country, we need to live like a single body. When one part of your body pains, it is the whole of your body that feels it. So we have to be empathetic and sympathetic with what's going on there, and in order to make sure that we are in line with what's going on. And also to share the cost, be part of the struggle. We cannot go to all the schools in the Gambia. There are so many schools in the Gambia, but we have chosen to come here because we think you are one of the best schools in this country. We have chosen to come here because we think that, and we believe that you are one of the best students in this country and the most peaceful students in this country. So this is why we also want you to help our cause by promoting our cause. If 100 people share the information, thousands of people will get this message. So we thank you very much for your attention.
Peace time, peace time, peace time, peace time. It's time for making peace. Time for making peace. It's time to say I love you. It's time to say I believe you. time to live as friends. Time to live as friends. Happy, 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 happy are those who are made out of peace. Happy are those who forgive. Happy are those who know how to love. They are friends of God. They are friends of God.